No, I know her. Kim? Yeah, I think I know her. No, I don't know her. So.
If I get to know another girl that sort of surpasses what I had, then I'm going to allow it to happen.
That's amazing.
We ain't girlfriend and boyfriend.
God, Ron, my guy, never disappoints. He never disappoints. Uh, I'm just going to say that because Lana's busy telling the new guys that, things have been going great with Ron. It'll take a lot to turn her head. And Ron is out here saying, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. It is what it is. Hey there, it's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment. So in this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, season 9, episode 29. Okay, so the episode starts with the girls getting to know the new guys. I've said this countless times. I don't know why they bring 21-year-olds when they have girls that are 24, 25, 26, 27. It seems the youngest guy is 21 years old and Martin is the oldest, is 27. And I think Liv is 27 as well. So it makes it very difficult for the girls because they bring these guys that are okay looking and that are way younger for the girls. And it's like, what are you trying to do? Are you just trying to bring them there and just say, yes, we did bring guys, but you don't expect the girls to be tempted? I didn't like that bit. And I always complain about this if you've been on my channel for a while. So the girls after that, after the introductions and sort of discussing who they're coupled up with, even though Olivia forgot that she was coupled up with Kai, I think Olivia was flustered. I think she likes one of the new guys, the Casa guys. I don't know who it is, and we'll see as it goes along. So the girls are busy dancing, and the boys are sitting outside. And it's sad because Casa Amor is very close to the villa, so the boys can actually hear the music and the girls dancing and the guys shouting. And it's really sad. It's really sad because the boys look so miserable. They're not doing anything. They just sat there. They're like lost puppies and the girls are busy singing and dancing, and the guys will let's make noise so that they can hear that we're also having a great time here. It's like this is torture for them. It's torture, but hey, it is what it is. I think the reason why the girls was sent to Casamo and the guys came to Casamo first before the girls came to the villa is because um, maybe producers were worried that the boys' heads wouldn't turn, and so this was meant to sort of rile them up and get them. So if you're going to do that, then we're going to do the same. Because I think a lot of these guys were just going to stay there and say, I'm happy in my couple, I'm not doing anything, and hearing the girls shouting for the guys to take their shirts off, hearing them scream and shout and chant Casamo. I think this has the boys in their feelings that the boys are about to go wild. I can foresee Will and Ron having a great, great time during Casamo. Have Will, Casey, and Tom busy trying to comfort each other because Will starts saying, they start making predictions, and Will is saying, I can foresee Tom's head turning. But then Casey said, no, he'll make out with a couple of girls, but I don't see him coupling up with anyone. And then Casey, they agreed that Casey would just get on with it just because his coupling is new. And then Tom was sitting there starting to think, oh my God, do you think Samuel's head will turn? What do you think? I think he was worried now that, oh my God, if I do anything and if Sammy does anything, what will happen to me? And it was cute to see. And they were like, no, you'll be fine. Hopefully, she'll be. And it's just like, oh, it's really sad. It's really sad. I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. The guys then, in Casamo start chatting about the girls. They are surprised by the fact that Tanya said, things at the moment with Shaq are unsure just because they've recently gone through a hard time. And the girls are chatting and sort of deciding who they like and who they want to sort of have conversations with. And in my opinion, I'm just thinking, Lana, be open. Ron is going to be open. Even if they bring him a female teddy bear, he's going to be open. If I were you, I would speak to these guys. A couple of them are quite good looking. I think some of them are her age mates. So if I were Lana, I would open my eyes and start sort of exploring other connections because she's going to cry on movie night when she sees what Ron's been up to. Although I think Jess is playing the game because she seems to imply that she is happy in a coupling, she's not going to turn. And for me, it's like, are you really that satisfied with Will that you're not going to turn, or are you playing a game? I've always said I'm very unsure about Jesse. I really am unsure about Jesse. I don't know what's going to happen there. Then we go back to the main villa, and it's interesting. I think Tom and Casey are very, very close, and I think Will and Shaq have become very close as well because they're sort of sitting in pairs. Ron has become close with Kai, and so they're just sitting there like lost puppies, and then Ron had to come and say to everyone, "Okay, let's go to bed." So they're sad. It's really sad to see. And I wish they'd brought the new girls in the night before, but I think they decided to just, let them reflect on their couplings, current couplings, and see if they think they're secure or if they feel they want to explore something else. I don't know. It's really sad. In Casa Amor, Sam is having a conversation with Ryan, and they really seem to get along very well. Ryan lets it slip that his mom is called Sammy as well. He's been in the Navy and now he's working in construction, and they seem to get each other very well. I think he's more sort of chatty than Tom. And I hate this I'm a slow burner. Everybody, I'm a slow burner. You're a slow burner until you meet the person you like, and then suddenly you're a fast burner. Look at Olivia. She's now cuddling Kai and kissing Kai and stuff. And yet everybody else, she kept telling them she's a slow burner. I wish they would change that for something else. Um, on her part, Sammy seems impressed by Ryan, and she was saying things are going well for them. But I think if Ryan puts in pressure, he can actually turn her head. I think he can turn her head. I think he's more chatty. He seems more social than Tom, so I can see that happening. Have Tanya chatting with Martin, and Tanya. T- Tanya, oh God, I've even lost for words. Tanya says, I came into the villa hoping to be a player, and I didn't expect to meet someone like Shaq and, to sort of semi settle down with them. And Martin is sort of saying, yeah, yes, it seems like you're being held down. And just like, she's not being held down by Shaq. Tanya doesn't have the opportunity. If all the guys were pursuing her, Tanya would be all over the place. And he was saying, you haven't been tested, and I'm the exam. And it's like, bruh, speak to David. 48 hours later, he was out the villa and Tanya was hyping him up and telling him, yes, I do have a connection with you. Yeah, I can actually see us working. I can see this, that. And he was surprised when Tanya chose Shaq. So don't put your eggs in Tanya's basket because Tanya is going to leave you for Shaq. She might take you to the villa, but she will leave you for Shaq. She'll join India and the next recoupling go back to Shaq. So if I were you, I would be very careful and be mindful of the fact that what Tanya says and what Tanya does are two different things. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong, but given the way she played David, up until the last minute at recoupling, David thought she was going to pick him. And she tried to get out of it by saying to him, maybe someone else might pick you before me. And it's like, how when he's had all his eggs in your basket? And this is the same thing that's happening to Martin. If he's not careful, Tanya is going to string him along, get to recoupling, probably bring him from Casa Amor to the main villa, and then leave him in the main villa and go back to Shaq. That's just my opinion. But he's good looking. They do. He apparently he is Nigerian Irish as well. Um, Tanya says she does have a lot of Nigerian Irish friends, so they have that in common. But I think I don't see them recoupling for a long time. The fact that she told Martin that she's very open. Tanya is a player. Tanya likes to flirt. Tanya has the same problems that Ellie has, but the only problem is she's met someone that she likes very much in Shaq, and this is why she's, I think, stuck with Shaq. But I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of flirting though between Martin and Tanya, and they agree to share a bed. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Lana has a conversation with Kane. Lana is 25 and Kane is 21, and it's like, why do they do this? Why couldn't they have brought the 25-year-olds? Would rather have older guys because boys take longer to mature than girls. Anyway, they seem to have a great chat. He reminds me of Ron. And I don't know. Lana seems open, and she says she's sort of open to getting to talking to all the guys. Lana expresses that her concern is that Ron's head might turn, obviously, if a beautiful Casa girl walks in. So she is worried about that, but she's happy to talk to Kane. And Kane says, she is his priority. She's the one that he really likes. And I'm like, you might want to have a chat with Casey. Lana broke his poor little heart. She led him on, coupled with him, and then less than 24 hours later, moved on. And, it is what it is. Jesse has a conversation with Boxer Frankie, and they do speak about his job, what he does and his matches and stuff. And she tells him about her occupation. And so I think that was her way of steering him away from any conversation that might be romantic. And because she immediately after that told him that she was in a coupling with Will, she's never dated with someone like Will, but she's very happy in a coupling. And it's more or less like to tell him that there's no chance you're going to turn my head. This is why I. Every time I see Jesse and Will, I sort of come back to Anna Mae's interview where she said she thinks Jesse's playing a game because Jesse did not even entertain any of the guys when she walked into the villa. She went straight for Will and she hasn't bites from Will. So I, I'm a bit unsure about that coupling. We'll see how it plays out. Billy and Claudia have a chat, and I think Billy is a bit too serious for Claudia. He seems like a great guy, but I don't know. He says he loves his family. They agree with Claudia that she loves her family, but their conversation is a bit dry for me. I don't know whether that will build. I don't know whether it's just he's still a bit shy because this is their first interaction or what's going on there. I don't know. I really don't know. Has a conversation with Maxwell. I like Maxwell. I hope he's able to turn one of the girls' head. It's a pity that he started off his conversation with Olivia because I think she might be territorial as she's known to be. And so one of the girls might struggle to want to get to know him. He seems like he's very mature for his age. He seems like he's got his crap together. And I like the fact that he was able to articulate the qualities he's looking for in a partner and what he found Olivia possesses. So it was interesting. It was really interesting. I liked that conversation, although I don't think Olivia's the ideal partner. I think he would have needed someone who's a bit fiery, maybe someone like Zara or someone like Sammy. I think that person would work better with Maxwell, but that's just me. Tanya then has a conversation with Lana and Jesse about about Martin and whether she feels like there's something there. She says he's got good chat and stuff, and it's like I think these girls, I've said this before, they need to be honest with Tanya. She's in a great coupling with Shaq. Shaq really cares about her and he seems to have fallen in love with her. She is the last person I would expect to have her head turned. I think, if anything, the person I would expect to have their head turned in Casa is Lana, or the person I would want to have her head turned is Lana. But hey, Lana's head to be turned is wishful thinking because when she's speaking to the girls and they ask her who's Kane, she just starts laughing and they all giggle and it's like, motivate her to work on a connection with somebody else. Ron is not that serious about her. I wish you girls were honest with her and you encouraged her to sort of explore her options and see if there's something stronger than what she has with Ron. So it was nice to see the girls open their suitcases. All of them had messages from their guys, except for Claudia. And so Claudia became tearful because she didn't get a message from Casey. And it's like it's only been 2 3 days. He's still getting to know you. Um, give him time. See what happens after Casa. If things don't change, then obviously you need to explore other connections. In the morning, the boys wake up like lost puppies. They're very deflated, obviously, because the Casa girls haven't come. So it's you know, just the guys, the six of them, and they have their debriefing. They really look lost. They really look lost, which is very sad. Because you'd want them to be up to something at least because they have the villa to themselves. Enjoy yourself, not to be all miserable. So when they were sort of imagining what was happening the night before, in case of saying maybe the girls are screaming when they're getting kisses, and it's like, it's not that serious. You need to try and do other things. You need to try and, look for things to excite yourself with. Back in Casa Amor, the girls are talking about how Tanya and Martin were chatting all night, it seemed. And Tanya said, oh, he has great chats, so we're just talking and getting to know one another. Everybody else was just, refreshing about the night. And Olivia was commenting about, her clothing, and everybody was laughing because, where everybody else got just the normal 90s, Kai looked for the longest pair of pajamas he could find, so long sleeves and long trousers. And it was just like, oh my God, it is what it is. He's trying to secure his girl. Villa, the guys are sort of chatting and moaning that they're just on their own. And Ron is saying, he came to meet girls and talk to girls, and now he can't do that because the girls are not there and the Casa girls haven't come. And so, just as he says that, the Casa girls walk in, and you can see the excitement. Even Kai, who's normally very, very reserved, I think somebody changed his batteries because this was the first time he spoke up, and he spoke about, he thought he recognized someone and called out her name, and it turned out she wasn't the one. And so they go to the fire pit, they introduce all the girls, and it seems the youngest is 22 and the oldest girl is 28, and it's like, why, I don't get it. And poor Cynthia, somebody should have changed the shoes for her or just given her some slides because she was struggling in those shoes. She was really struggling. Anyway, after the introductions, Shaq offers to sort of give the girls a tour, and he, picks to go with Casey. And I think this was so Casey could get first dibs, or Casey could see all the girls without everybody else there and sort of decide who he wanted to pursue because he had said he was open to getting to know the girls. And obviously, Ron was on the prowl. He was already saying there's one girl that he's seen that he is really interested in and that he knows will most probably turn his head. And it's like, just be honest, just say all of them. And whoever, falls into your trap is the one you're going to go after. So, hey, it is what it is. Oh my God. After the tour, the girls branch out with the guys to have a conversation. And I think her name is Sanam, I think, has a sit down with Ron, and you can see Ron is attracted to her. Ron is attracted to her. He's flirting with her. He tells her that he's not girlfriend and boyfriend, which to me is him giving her the green light to say he's open. And as long as she's not outspoken, or as long as she doesn't show her interest in anyone else, Ron is gone. Ron is recoupling with Sanam. Poor Lana. Ron is gone. You can tell he's happy. He's too. I've never seen him this excited. He is over the moon. And I am here for when the viewers start to drag him on Twitter. I will be there. And I can't wait for movie night. I wish they'll bring Deji back, but hey, it is what it is. And then we have Casey and Cynthia having a conversation. I actually think Cynthia actually is able to maintain very good conversation. She was, she's got good chat as they call it. And Casey seemed very comfortable. And I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see whether his head is turned or whether he'll continue to pursue the girls. And Tom is talking to Sammy, and Tom is in trouble. If he keeps talking to Sammy, he's in trouble because the way he was very nervous around her, I've never seen him that nervous, not even with his current Sammy. I know with Zara he wasn't nervous, but with this Sammy, the new Casa Sammy, he's in trouble. He was saying, she was flirting with him, he was flirting back, and she said he's got very good eye contact. And the fact that he said he had to look away and he was nervous, I think he knows he's in trouble. I think he knows he's in trouble if he gets to share a bed with her and continues to talk to Sammy with the why, I can foresee Tom's head turning. I really can see Tom's head turning. Oh, poor Tom. I feel sorry for him. Will has a conversation with Layla, and poor Farmer Will is in trouble. And they seem to get each other's humor. The fact that, they can make each other laugh. I'm like, oh my God, Farmer Will has finally got the attention that he's been looking for because his first week was a nightmare, and now he's got someone who feels the same way about him that he feels about them. And I can see his head turning. I can see his head turning. I don't know whether he'll recouple with Layla, but I can see that she's ticking boxes for him and he's excited. So, because Jesse comes across a bit serious, so I think Layla is sort of more his type of speed. And I don't know how that's going to play out, especially if he chooses to recouple with Layla. I think the girls in the cast, I think the original girls that are currently in Casamore will make her life a living hell. But hey, it is what it is. Jessie has already had her season on the Australian, Love Island. So give a chance to somebody else. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye everyone.